Clifford. Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Cliff, we saw you unveil the Social Justice Game Changers program at the last Orlando Magic home game. Just could you talk a little bit about the thought process that went into that and what you hope to accomplish with that program?
It was something that really I organized with Linda Lehman Gonzalez, and we had talked about it a number of times. And the purpose is to honor and to celebrate so many of the people in the Orlando community who, are fighting for change and who, commit their lives to making Orlando a better place. So it's just, again, a way to celebrate them, what they stand for, and what they do for our community.
Go ahead, Dan.
Cliff, no surprise, the first person honored was Desmond Meade. Just talk about how much of a resource he's been for you as you've navigated all this, social justice stuff and gone through the process.
Oh, he's an amazing person, and to be honest, we've really, developed a very close friendship. We communicate a lot. He and his wife Sheena, Neil Volz, and I went to dinner a few weeks ago, and he's just an amazing person to me. I think his his journey is incredible, but he's an amazing man. And again, the more of people that I have met, and there are a lot of them in our community, again, they dedicate their whole life to just trying to make Orlando a better place for people that don't have the same opportunities that most of us had growing up. And it's motivating when you spend time with these people.
Philip Rossman-Reich, Orlando Magic Daily.
Hey, Coach. Moving to basketball now. I know we're only a week into the season, but as you try to make tweaks to the team's defense or try and refine things, how have you changed your approach to it? Knowing that you won't have the same amount of practice time, the same amount of kind of live action practice time. Do you expect maybe things to take a little bit longer? Do you introduce maybe small tweaks at a time? How do you approach this problem with the way the schedule's set up?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I think that we're going to try to do different things as we go. The one thing is, with the number of games we'll play over the next month, we're not going to practice much. So we're doing our shoot around segments a little bit differently. Even when we do walkthroughs, it's more it's a little bit different so that we can get things in. And then, to be honest with you, a lot of it has to be off the film. Guys have to be able to take things that we can see and try to teach off the film and put it into play. I feel like our defense is here and there. It's unfortunately, you have to be able to control the ball in our league now. Like tonight, they're 5 out a lot, and there's so much room in there to drive the ball and cut. And if you can't contain the ball enough so that your teammates can help, it's a problem. And in the third quarter the other night in Washington, that was the whole start to the second half. Just blow by, blow by, blow by. And it just can't happen. And then the second part is the pick and roll part, which we're not far away on. I feel better about that, but we've got to get our individual defense right, so that we're not so reliant on having to help so deep.
Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Steve, what are you hearing in terms of reports about how James Ennis is progressing?
Well, he stayed behind so that he could get better workouts, to be honest with you. He can still do his rehab. A lot of it, to get back to the league rules, Josh, when we're traveling, we just don't have the same, how can I say, freedom that we had before, where you could just go to a high school gym, and work guys out. And so what happens is on a trip like this, where, you know, he could just get better workouts by staying back in Orlando. So, you know, I'm sure, you know, we'll get back. I mean, I'll talk to Lindsay again tomorrow when we get home, and she said that his workouts have gone well, and you know, we'll see where he's at when we get back.
Keith Smith, Yahoo Sports.
Hey, Coach. With the compressed schedule, how does it change things knowing teams are going to be sitting guys like tonight? Horford's not going to play due to rest for the Thunder. How does that change how you prepare things, not really knowing who may be available night in, night out for the opponent?
Yeah, well, I mean, the one thing that helps in that is the rule that was instituted a couple of years ago, where we all have to send out injury reports the day before we play. And so, I mean, you have a decent idea most of the time if guys aren't going to play. And then I think a big part of coaching in this league anyway is just, you know, you prepare. And let's be honest, you're never surprised with what's going to happen in terms of last minute adjustments or anything like that. So I think that for some teams, they'll sit guys. I think other teams, to be honest, will just do more what we're doing. Play 10 guys, play 11 guys, and don't play guys big minutes. I mean, that's what we're going to attempt to do. I mean, I'm not going to play anybody big minutes. We're going to play 10 guys. We're going to play them all in a way that we hope, you know, they'll be able to play every night. And I think, you know, you know, if you have superstar type guys, it's different than when you just have a lot of really good players. And, you know, with our team, it's going to benefit us if our guys can play every night.
Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Cliff, when you look at this Thunder team, what are the biggest challenges that they present?
First of all, they're playing at a great intensity level, showing great toughness. Dort is a A1 competitor, great defender, and is also playing very well offensively. Gilgeous-Alexander, also great competitor. And again, they play, you know, with Horford and then Muscala, they're 5 out a lot. So like tonight, it's, you know, trying to take away the layups, you know, because they drive the ball so well. And then also getting back to those bigs that are shooting the ball. You know, Muscala shot a lot. I think last night, Dort was 5 for 7. I think Horford was like 3 for 7. And I think Muscala made 3 threes also. I mean, they have a good blend of players. They're very well organized. Mark's doing a good job, but they're playing with great intensity and toughness.
Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Steve, we imagine you're pleased with the number of times your team has gotten to the free throw line. Is that the result of any increased emphasis by your players or your staff, or what do you attribute that to?
Yeah, I mean, there's things at the offensive end that we had a carryover from last year after the All-Star break. One is pace of play. You know, our pace of play is up, and the other one is just, I mean, simply put, like driving the ball. It's been a big emphasis from the first day of training camp. Is, you know, how well we're playing without the ball to create more driving gaps when we catch it. So we do have the ball going towards the basket more. And our inside out numbers in these 3 games have been good. Not great, but very good. I think also, to be honest, a lot of it, you know, you work on, but a lot of it is we have different personnel. That's one of the things that, for instance, Dwayne does for the starters. You know, with our starting group, we haven't always been able to play inside out. And now, you know, Markelle obviously is playing at a high level, but having Dwayne out there whose strength is driving the ball, and they have to guard him, there's a little bit more room for the other guys. And then again, you know, they don't help off him at all. So I think with the starting group, and they've been very much inside out, I think that pairing, you know, he's been a very good complement for those guys.
Philip Rossman Reich, Orlando Magic Daily.
Hey, Coach. I see that Aaron is back in the starting lineup tonight. What kept him out for? It felt like the fourth quarter. You held him out. Was that just the minutes restriction, or did he tweak something? What kept him out at the end of the game on Sunday?
Yeah, he came over and just said like you could, it was a back-to-back, and he's still not 100% with this hamstring, and we're trying to be as careful as we can. So he felt a lot better yesterday. He did treatment that night in the hotel after the game, and yesterday and again today, and he feels a lot better. And he's going to stay on that, the minute restriction that he's on, and we're going to be careful with him. We can't lose him for an extended period of time. And it's difficult for him because he wants to play. And yet I think the one thing that this did, as he said today, I think he has a better understanding now that, if we don't go at the right pace, and Lindsey's totally on top of it, then, he could get into a spot where we're going to lose him for, extended period of time. And that's not what we want to happen.
Sorry, Trish. Is that something that he learned last year? Because I know he came back from that ankle injury, kind of quick. I think he commented in December that you still kind of feeling it a little bit. Is that something you learned last year?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think for, a lot of these guys, as you think about it, he came in the NBA after his freshman year, and he's been playing, big minutes for a few years now. And, there's just other aspects of, development that come into play as they get older. And one of it is just treatment, and what you do in the, in the gym, in the weight room. It all works together.
Okay, any final questions for Coach Clifford? Okay, I think we're set. Thank you.